If you're over 60, you may have started noticing your legs feel weaker. It's harder to get out of a chair, or maybe you've felt more off balance lately. At first glance, these might seem like normal signs of aging, but here's something you may not know. This isn't just aging. It's a metabolic condition that can be reversed. This gradual weakening of your muscles is known as sarcopenia, and it affects many older adults. But at the root of this decline is something called anabolic resistance, a lesser known but very real issue. As we age, our bodies become less responsive to the signals that tell our muscles to grow and repair. This means that even if you're eating enough protein or staying active, your body may not be absorbing and using those nutrients efficiently. Think of it like a lock and key. Your body once had the key to unlock muscle growth. With age, that key becomes rusty. That's why many older people lose strength, stamina, and energy, not because they're doing anything wrong, but because their body's response system is breaking down silently. And most people don't even realize it until they've already lost a significant amount of muscle. But here's the hopeful part. Anabolic resistance can be reversed. Yes, you read that correctly. Even if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, your body still has the potential to rebuild muscle if you give it the right signals through proper nutrition, timing, and physical activity. You see, this resistance doesn't mean your body is broken. It means the system has slowed down due to changes in hormones, inflammation, and the natural wear and tear of time. But with a few adjustments, you can reactivate the very pathways that build muscle, just like turning the lights back on in a room that's gone dark. Scientific research, including studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, has shown that older adults who consume higher quality protein and do so at the right times of day can restore muscle protein synthesis. That means your muscles can start responding again, growing stronger even in your later years. Imagine what that would feel like, to stand up from a chair without a struggle, to take a walk without worrying about balance, to feel confident in your own body again. These aren't impossible dreams. They're entirely within reach. The key is consistency and understanding how to give your body what it needs, when it needs it. Let's break it down a bit more. Muscle health starts with protein, but not just any protein. You need the kind that contains the essential amino acids your muscles crave, and you need to consume it in the right amounts at the right times. For many older adults, that means increasing protein intake in the morning when your body is more receptive, and continuing to include it with each meal throughout the day. But protein alone isn't enough. Insulin sensitivity also plays a major role in muscle maintenance. Insulin is a hormone that helps transport nutrients into your cells. When you're younger, your body uses insulin efficiently, helping amino acids and glucose reach your muscles to help them grow. But as we age, our insulin sensitivity declines. Your cells don't respond as well, and that weakens the entire muscle repair process. This is one reason why many older adults feel like they're eating right, but still losing strength. Here's where the good news comes in again. Just like anabolic resistance, insulin sensitivity can be improved. Research from the Journal of Gerontology shows that older adults who improve their insulin sensitivity also improve their muscles' ability to absorb protein. That means more nutrients go where they're needed, into your muscles to repair and grow. When insulin is working better, the whole system improves. To understand it better, picture your muscles as sponges. Insulin is the water flow. If the sponge is dry and stiff, water just rolls off. But when the sponge is soft and ready, it soaks up every drop. Your muscles are the same. Once you improve insulin sensitivity, they can soak up protein much more effectively. So how do you improve it? Start by focusing on nutrient-dense foods that help stabilize blood sugar. Think leafy greens, whole grains, healthy fats, and lean proteins, and reduce your intake of processed sugars and refined carbs. These changes don't have to be extreme, but they need to be consistent. Daily movement is also key. Gentle strength training, walking, or light resistance exercises can dramatically improve your body's response to insulin and help you keep or even gain muscle. Remember, this isn't just about looking fit. It's about staying independent, feeling energized, and protecting your body's ability to function. Even if you've already experienced some muscle loss, it's never too late to make progress. When you combine better nutrition, improved insulin function, and a bit of movement, you unlock your body's natural ability to regain strength. And that's something everyone over 60 deserves to know. Ready for what's next? In the next section, we'll introduce the one amino acid that acts as the spark plug for muscle growth, and the powerful food that delivers it in high concentration. You won't want to miss it. There's a common misconception among older adults that muscle loss is inevitable, a natural part of getting older. But the science tells us otherwise. You're not powerless, and one of your most powerful allies in this fight is a nutrient called leucine. Leucine is an essential amino acid, which means your body can't produce it on its own. You have to get it from the foods you eat. But not all amino acids are created equal. Leucine is special. It's known as the spark plug of muscle growth because it plays a unique role in jump-starting the process of muscle protein synthesis. Think of your body as an engine and your muscles as the pistons. Protein provides the fuel, but leucine is the spark that starts the ignition. Without enough of it, the engine can't run properly, especially as we age. Research has shown that as we grow older, our bodies become less efficient at using amino acids to build and repair muscle. That's where leucine comes in. It acts as a signal telling your muscles it's time to grow. And it works by activating an important enzyme in your body called mTOR, which controls muscle growth and repair. The problem is, most older adults aren't getting enough leucine in their daily diets. Even those who eat a decent amount of protein may still come up short. And when leucine levels are too low, muscle protein synthesis slows dramatically. That's when you start to feel weaker, less stable, and less energetic. It's not just age, it's a shortage of the right kind of fuel. But here's the good news, you can fix this. By intentionally including leucine-rich foods in your meals, you can support your muscles and stimulate the growth process again, even if you're in your 70s or 80s. So, where do you get leucine? Some of the best sources include eggs, chicken, beef, fish, and especially grass-fed beef liver. Yes, beef liver, a food that's fallen out of favor in modern diets, is actually one of the most powerful muscle rebuilding foods you can eat. Just 100 grams of beef liver contains around 2.9 grams of leucine, which is a highly effective dose for stimulating muscle synthesis. But that's not all. Grass-fed beef liver isn't just rich in leucine, it's also packed with vitamin B12, iron, and a host of other nutrients that support energy, red blood cell formation, and mitochondrial function. These nutrients work together to give you more stamina, better endurance, and the ability to recover faster from everyday activities. That means you're not only building muscle, you're giving your entire body the tools it needs to stay energized and resilient. And unlike many other protein sources, grass-fed beef liver is dense in nutrients, without the chemical additives or hormones that can come with factory-farmed meats. For seniors who want to take a more natural and effective approach to muscle health, it's a smart, affordable, and highly efficient choice. Now, some people might hesitate at the idea of eating organ meat. That's understandable. It's not part of most modern diets. But the truth is, even 1 or 2 servings per week can make a profound difference. You don't have to eat it daily. Just a small portion gives your muscles the leucine, iron, and B12 they need to grow stronger again. This isn't just about regaining physical strength, it's about regaining your confidence, your mobility, and your ability to live life on your own terms. Imagine walking with greater ease, standing up from the couch without effort, climbing stairs with strength in your legs. These everyday victories are what building muscle is really about, and they're completely within your reach. It's not just food. It's a tool for rebuilding your independence. Of course, nutrition is just one piece of the puzzle. To get the best results, you also need to think about timing. When you eat, how often you eat, and how you distribute your protein throughout the day. Recent studies show that eating at least 30 grams of protein in the morning, combined with at least 2.5 grams of leucine, helps kickstart your body's muscle building process early in the day. Your body is most responsive to these signals in the morning, so by starting your day with a protein-rich meal, you're setting the tone for recovery and growth. It also helps to spread your protein intake across all meals rather than saving it all for dinner. When you give your muscles a steady stream of fuel, they stay in a more consistent anabolic, muscle-building state. That means you're building strength all day long, not just recovering overnight. And don't forget to balance your meals with healthy fats and carbohydrates. These provide the energy your body needs to support physical activity and maintain stable blood sugar levels, which in turn supports better insulin function and muscle repair. If you stay active throughout the day, consider eating small, nutrient-rich meals every 4 to 5 hours. This approach keeps your metabolism running, supports digestion, and ensures your muscles are consistently supplied with what they need. This may sound like a lot, but it's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Small changes, done consistently, lead to big improvements over time. Whether you're starting from scratch or just trying to maintain your strength, the power is in your hands. Remember, you're not too old, it's not too late, and the food you eat, especially foods rich in leucine, like grass-fed beef liver, can change your entire outlook on aging. We've now seen the importance of leucine and the role of timing your meals for maximum effect. Next, we'll explore how muscle and metabolism are deeply linked and how building more muscle doesn't just help you feel stronger. It can actually protect your brain, heart, and long-term health. Let's keep going. Muscle is far more than just the tissue that helps us lift things or move around. It's an essential part of our metabolic health, independence, and even longevity. For people over Southie, understanding the connection between muscle and metabolism can be life-changing. It's a relationship that influences not just how strong you feel today, but how healthy and resilient your body stays as you age. Let's break this down. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. That means it burns calories even when you're at rest. The more muscle you have, the more efficient your metabolism becomes. And with a stronger metabolism, your body manages blood sugar, fat storage, and energy levels far better. Now consider this. As we age, we naturally lose muscle unless we actively do something to maintain or rebuild it. This loss leads to a slower metabolism, which then contributes to fat gain, especially dangerous visceral fat, the kind that wraps around your internal organs and raises your risk for heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even cognitive decline. But there's good news. Building muscle reverses that cycle. When you add even a modest amount of lean muscle, your body becomes more effective at burning calories, managing blood sugar, and maintaining energy. In fact, studies from places like Harvard Medical School have found that seniors with greater muscle mass have lower rates of metabolic syndrome, better control over their blood sugar, and improved cardiovascular health. Muscle, in a very real way, becomes a protective shield. This protection isn't just metabolic, it's also structural and neurological. As we age, our risk of falling increases dramatically. That's due in large part to declining muscle strength and balance. Weak legs, poor posture, and unsteady footing all make us more vulnerable. A single fall can lead to a fracture, hospitalization, and even permanent loss of mobility. But when you build muscle, you build stability. Stronger muscles support your joints, improve your posture, and help you move more confidently. That can mean the difference between living independently and needing daily assistance. But here's something you might not expect. Your brain also benefits from stronger muscles. New research is uncovering the deep relationship between muscle strength and cognitive health. Physical activity and resistance training are known to increase the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a molecule that helps protect and regenerate brain cells. Seniors who engage in regular strength-building activities are not only physically stronger, they often score higher on memory and processing speed tests too. In other words, muscles don't just move your body, they support your mind. They also have a huge impact on your emotional well-being. Regular exercise, particularly strength training, boosts mood, reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety, and improves sleep, all of which are vital to maintaining good health later in life. When you feel strong physically, you often feel stronger mentally and emotionally, too. And here's where it all comes together. When you have more muscle, you're more likely to stay active. And when you stay active, you maintain your independence, your clarity, and your quality of life. It's a positive feedback loop that works in your favor. Muscle isn't just about size or strength. It's about function. It's about being able to carry groceries, play with your grandchildren, travel, or simply get out of a chair without help. These everyday actions form the foundation of independence, and they all rely on maintaining healthy muscle mass. So what's the best way to preserve and grow muscle as you age? As covered earlier, protein-rich foods, especially those high in leucine, are essential. But just as important is resistance training. You don't need to lift heavy weights or go to a gym every day. Bodyweight exercises like squats, wall push-ups, or light resistance band routines done 2 to 3 times a week are enough to stimulate muscle growth. Combine this with proper sleep, which is when your muscles actually repair and grow, and you're laying the groundwork for sustainable strength. Remember, you don't need to become a bodybuilder. You need to become the strongest version of yourself, one step at a time. Building muscle isn't cosmetic, it's medicinal. It protects your bones, supports your brain, revs up your metabolism, and shields your body from many of the threats that increase with age. It's one of the best anti-aging strategies you can adopt, and it's never too late to begin. If you've been feeling tired, stiff, or weak lately, know this. It's not just aging, it's a lack of muscle signaling. And the great part? You can change that. Through food, movement, rest, and consistent habits, you can rebuild what's been lost and regain the strength to live life on your terms. In the next and final part, we'll explore how building muscle doesn't just help you live longer, it helps you live better. You'll discover how muscle mass directly influences lifespan and how simple daily practices can stack the odds in your favor for a healthier, longer life. Let's continue. What if someone told you that building muscle after Sausti isn't just about looking fit? It's about adding years to your life? Sounds bold, but it's backed by science. Maintaining and increasing muscle mass as you age has been shown to be one of the strongest predictors of longevity. And more importantly, it's a predictor of quality in those extra years. Let's start with what the research says. Numerous studies have confirmed that seniors with more muscle mass live longer, experience fewer hospitalizations, and recover faster from illness and injury. This is not just correlation, it's causation. Muscle plays an active role in your body's ability to defend itself from disease, regulate key systems like blood sugar and blood pressure, and maintain mobility and balance. And when we say longevity, we don't mean simply adding years. We mean adding good years, the kind where you can walk, move, think clearly, and live independently. That's because strong muscles are the foundation for nearly everything. Climbing stairs, bending down, standing up, walking confidently, and even reacting quickly if you lose balance. These small movements that most people take for granted are critical to preventing falls, fractures, and the chain of health problems that often follow. Muscle is also your best defense against sarcopenia, the gradual loss of strength and muscle mass that accelerates in your 60s and beyond. Left unchecked, it can lead to frailty, immobility, and even cognitive decline. But the powerful truth is this: sarcopenia is not inevitable. With the right strategies, you can prevent it and even reverse it. One of those strategies is eating enough high-quality protein. Not just any protein, but the kind rich in leucine, like what you find in grass-fed beef liver, eggs, dairy, or lean meats. As we've seen, leucine triggers muscle growth and helps your body absorb the protein you eat more efficiently. And it only takes about 2.5 grams of leucine per meal, roughly what's in 100 grams of lean beef or a scoop of whey protein, to maximize the signal for muscle synthesis. Equally important is meal timing. Research shows that consuming protein earlier in the day, especially with breakfast, can help older adults better stimulate muscle-building processes. Spread your protein intake across all meals rather than saving it for dinner. This keeps your body in a steady, shoddy anabolic state, where it's constantly repairing and building muscle, not breaking it down. But food alone isn't enough. To stimulate real, lasting growth, you need to challenge your muscles. This doesn't require joining a gym or lifting heavy weights. In fact, simple resistance training, like bodyweight squats, light dumbbell curls, wall push-ups, or band exercises, can be incredibly effective when done consistently. Aim for 2 to 3 strength-focused sessions per week. keeping things manageable and enjoyable. Your muscles need progressive challenge to grow, but they also need time to recover. So never underestimate the importance of sleep. Getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night gives your body the recovery window it needs to rebuild tissue and produce the hormones essential for muscle regeneration. Now let's zoom out and talk about what this all means for your life. Building muscle is not a vanity project. It's a vital health strategy, one that helps you maintain independence, reduce your risk of chronic disease, and preserve your mental clarity. Strong muscles help you move through the world more freely, do the things you love, and engage more fully with family and community. In fact, muscle is so central to healthy aging that it's being called the organ of longevity. It influences your metabolism, your immune system, your cognitive function, and your emotional well-being. It's no longer just about how much you weigh. It's about how much of your body is strong, active tissue working for you. And remember, it's never too late. Research shows that even people in their 70s, 80s, and beyond can build muscle if they follow a consistent program of nutrition and resistance training. You don't have to reverse decades of decline overnight. You just need to start. One small step at a time. One extra serving of protein. One set of bodyweight squats. One 15-minute walk. The process builds on itself. As your muscles grow, so does your energy. As your energy improves, you move more. As you move more, you sleep better, feel better, and regain confidence. That confidence radiates into every other part of your life, from standing tall in a crowd to getting down on the floor to play with your grandkids. So don't wait for motivation. Start with consistency and build from there. To recap, eat at least 30 grams of protein per meal, focusing on leucine-rich sources. Distribute protein intake throughout the day, starting with breakfast. Do resistance training 2 to 3 times a week, using your body weight or light equipment. Prioritize sleep, because recovery is where real growth happens. Avoid processed sugars, which hurt insulin sensitivity and increase inflammation. And above all, believe in your body's ability to adapt at any age. Aging isn't a sentence, it's a shift. And with the right tools, you can thrive well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Take back your strength, reclaim your energy, and live your next chapter with purpose, power, and pride.